This is probably the most incredible story that nobody is talking about. It is probably the most incredible story that you have never heard about, and only could have happened under Donald Trump's authoritarianism, under his 1940s fascism, under his imperialist rampage going across the entire world. All of the isms, colonialism, imperialism, all of them. Right now, Canada is arming itself, and their military recruitment is surging because right now they think America is a threat to them. They think America is a threat to the entire world, and they should think that way because we are. Right now, we are attacking Iran and carpet bombing the entire country. We attacked Venezuela. We threatened to take Greenland. We are even there's reports coming out that Donald Trump is going to do the same thing he's doing in Iran, in Cuba. He's threatened to bomb Mexico, threatened to make Canada the 51st state, on and on and on. A rogue nation, a 1940s style fascist, imperialist, warmongering nation. Canadian officials are not eager to discuss their plans. Quite reasonably, they do not want to provide their potential adversaries any hints about Canada's preparations or vulnerabilities, but they are also preoccupied with trying not to provoke Mr. Trump. Few are willing to be interviewed on the record, but it is a fact that those worst case scenarios, however unlikely, now include incursions by the United States. The Department of National Defense in Canada began discussing the creation of a civil defense capability around the time Mr. Trump suggested he would use economic force to persuade Canadians to join the United States. In this context, it is responsible for the government to assess the full range of scenarios and options, including a voluntary civilian defense force that could support the Canadian armed forces. And so Canadians are arming themselves. They are preparing themselves for an incursion, as you saw. This is the Economist interviewing officials in Canada, the magazine The Economist, and they are off the record, so they don't want to be named, saying that they are preparing for, quote, incursions into the country. That is a nice way of saying imperialist takeover, fascist takeover, an invasion, an unhinged nation trying to take Canadian sovereignty away. That is what incursion means. And right now we are attacking the entire world. What nation are we not at war with right now? Name one. We're literally bombing 10 different countries, including Iran, and we're threatening to do the same to Cuba. Actually, we're in Ecuador right now doing attacks against narco terrorists as well. So we have boots on the ground in Ecuador. What country are we not at war with right now? You can't name one, right? Take a look at this. The vast majority of Canadians no longer consider the United States an ally at all. They don't consider us an ally, and they shouldn't. Right now, Donald Trump is talking to Alberta separatists, trying to get them to leave Canada and join the United States. That is an act of war. Okay, that is an incursion on Canadian sovereignty. So, of course, military recruitment is going to surge. Take a look at this. After Trump threats, Canadian military recruitment surges. Okay, this is a Political report doing this reporting about Canadian recruitment, right? More and more Canadians are joining the military, joining this new civilian force that's supposed to be, assisting the military, the official military of the Canadian government. And so they are also arming themselves and no longer buying American weapons. So Canadians are planning to stop buying U.S. weapons and make more of their own. They are going to arm and protect themselves and protect their sovereignty. Because Donald Trump, this is so beyond insane and dystopian that our greatest ally, who is literally connected to us at the hip, is having to rearm. Before Donald Trump, this would be beyond unthinkable. So unthinkable that, in fact, it would not even have crossed anyone's mind ever, not in a million years. This is a complete design of Donald Trump, in the buffoonery, in the incompetence, in the insanity of an unhinged yellow man, orange man in the White House. That's it. This is beyond. All of our allies are looking at the United States like this in rearming. I just did a video about Europe. They're rearming as well and separating from the United States because we are so fucking unhinged. Okay? So they're no longer buying U.S. weapons. And now Prime Minister Mark Carney said that Canada should never be held hostage by other nations over its own security and has relied too heavily and far too long on geography and allies for protection. All right. They relied on the United States for their protection and let the United States undermine their security because they relied too much on the United States, and we became an unhinged imperialist rogue nation threatening the entire world. Like we're back in 1940. So they're like, oh my God, we let the United States guarantee our security. This is insane. We should guarantee our own security, and we should protect ourselves now from the United States. More. This is right now, Barron Trump, literally in February, suggesting that Canada should be the 51st state of the United States, and we're wondering why Canada's rearming. This is like, what are we, back in the 1880s trying to invade Canada again? By the way, they burned our White House down twice. Remember that? I think. Well, I don't know if they burned it down twice, but they destroyed the White House. They burned it to the ground because we tried to invade them. Okay, this was in the 1800s. But since then, we've become brothers and allies, and now we're back to this insane every man for himself. Let's take over Canada stuff, like we're in the Wild West back in 1840. It's fucking what is even going on right now? So this is there's a gigantic boycott still going on in Canada right now. They are boycotting the United States. So good for Canada. They should do all this. They should protect themselves because we are completely unhinged right now, completely unhinged. So good for Canada. I support Canada, my Canadian brothers and sisters. I'm so sorry. I apologize for my country because this is so beyond anything I thought would ever happen. So if you believe in fighting for the working class, if you believe in fighting for sovereignty like Canada and for other countries, and to not anti-imperialism, anti-fascism, anti-colonialism, anti-1940s fascism, anti-orange Trump in the White House. If you believe in fighting for the average man, please consider subscribing. That's what this channel is about, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.